Determine the value of q. We are given this equation and we are expected to find the value of q. If you want to solve this kind of equation and get the answer correctly, just follow me. Let me take you through step-by-step solution. So let's go. Let's say solution. We are given q minus 2 all raised to the power 2 is equal to 81. Then the second step is for us to, because of this exponent of 2, we have to square both sides of the equation in order to eliminate this exponent. When we do that, we have square root of q minus 2 raised to the power 2 is equal to square root of 81. Then 9 times 9 will give you 81, which means square root of 81 will be 9. Then we have here now, let me express it, we have here q minus 2 bracket close raised to the power 2 is equal to plus or minus square root of 81. Then we introduce this plus and minus because of this introduction of this square root. So then at this point, this square root will go with this exponent. Then we left with q minus 2 is equal to plus or minus square root of 81 is 9, because 9 times 9 will give you 81, which means plus or minus 9. You understand? Then I hope you understand it to this point. So we arrive at this 9 because we take the square root of 81, because 9 multiply himself will give you 81, which means the square root of 81 is 9. At this point, we have q minus 2 is equal to plus or minus 9. You understand? Then at this point, we have q minus 2 is equal to 9. Sorry, is equal to 9. Or q minus 2 is equal to minus 9, because of this plus or minus, which means the answer will be 2. One will be negative while the other one will be positive. So when we simplify this by collecting like terms, we have this is equation 1, while this is equation 2. Then when we simplify this, we have q is equal to 9 plus 2. Then q is equal to 9 plus 2 will give you positive 11. This is one of the answers. You understand? Why the second value of q will be, for equation 2, will be q minus 2, which is equal to minus 9. Then when we collect like terms, we have q is equal to minus 9. Then this minus 2, crossing the sign of equality, sign changes, plus 2. Then q is equal to minus 9 plus 2 will give you minus 7. This is the second value of q. Please, when you find it interesting, don't forget to like, comment, and hit the follow button. Remain blessed.